Whenever I go up north in Michigan, people always ask if I've ever been to the Cheboygan Opera House. So I thought I'd see what everybody was talking about. Well, I have to tell you, I've never seen another place like it. I met up with two of the people who help keep the Cheboygan Opera House alive and well, Vicki Brzezinski and Leo Cacciarelli. Vicki gave me some great insight into the history of the Opera House and its importance to the community. Every time we get north of Flint, I swear, people always ask, have you seen or been to the Cheboygan Opera House yet?
That's great.
And it was totally under my radar, and now that I'm here, it's spectacular. What's the history of this building?
The history. Well, the original Opera House was built in 1877, and it was actually the logging barons that came across the river, the Cheboygan River, from Duncan City on the east side of the river.
They weren't just regular loggers, they were barons?
The barons, because they built beautiful homes on this side of the river, and they said, we need an opera house. So they went, it was built on top of City Hall. The building is owned by the city of Cheboygan, always has been, always will be. The 1877 version was a two-story wooden structure that burnt right to the ground.
They did that a lot in the 1800s.
Yeah,
Things burnt
to the ground. Yeah.
Right.
But when they rebuilt, they built this beautiful three-story brick mansion of a city hall located on the first floor. Opera House was on the second and the third floors.
Did that one burn down too?
Yes, another fire struck in 1903, but it just burnt the top portion of the Opera House.
Right.
And they redid it again.
In 19...
It opened again, let's see, 1903, probably 1904. The Opera House opened up again, and that structure remained open until the 60s. Everybody was getting a TV. Drive-in theater.
Oh, right.
The Opera House portion of the building required a lot of maintenance, and basically it was condemned and the doors were closed. In the 1970s, the Cheboygan Area Arts Council was created. After the building was condemned in the 60s, the Arts Council spearheaded renovation. Took place in the 70s, and it took about 10 years. They had City Hall at the end of the building, and then the Opera House in the front, and they built it from the bottom floor all the way up. Grand opening for the Opera House was June 24th of 1980.
Right, of the redone.
Right,
Yeah,
and that's when the seats were installed, the carpeting, the structure, the fly rail, the battens,
because I think
the lights.
what struck me is, I think what will strike anybody who hasn't been here is when you see the outer facade of the building, it looks relatively modern.
Very much so.
And then when you set foot in here, it's like you're stepping back in time.
Isn't it awesome?
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. And the acoustics are incredible. Even I sound good in here.
Yeah.
Next, I had a chance to sit down with Leo. For almost 20 years, Leo's done everything from build sets to change the light bulbs here. He's really, really passionate about the Opera House. And we came in through the green room, and I was blown away with all the tell me about the posters back there.
Well, like I say, I usually grab one poster, and I usually have the artist or the artists sign it, and then I hang them up on the green room so that if they come back in a few years, they can see, and other people that come to visit can see all of the great stars that we've had here. I got high school kids, and we've had a lot of them. A lot of great stars here.
Everybody I talk to here says you're the man. So you must do a lot of stuff here. What are some of the things you do here at the theater?
Oh, I do lights, I do sound, and I'm a custodian. I change light bulbs, I clean, I do everything.
I hear you even make some of the scenery.
Yeah, I build a lot of the scenery for our local shows, for our children's shows. We have quite a few children's shows here, and I build a lot of the scenery for them.
What do you think a place like this means to the community?
Oh, you know, the sad part of it is that a lot of people have never even been here. And the longer you're here, the more history there is. It's beautiful. It just gets within you. And every day I come in here, I'm just amazed. I can just stand here and just look all around and just feel really, really, really grateful that I've got something to do.
Yeah, this is amazing. Speaking of the history of the building, I understand that there are some actual active ghosts in this house.
Oh yes, and I want you to treat them nicely while you guys are here.
I promise I'll be good.
They're a husband and wife team.
Oh, great.
And
like vaudeville, or?
Yes, and she's a very beautiful, sexy woman. I say that every day I come in here. But
Just so she likes you.
yes, as she'll play a lot of practical jokes, but she will never harm anybody.
Right.
We had these people here about 3 days ago, and a woman was over here at the entrance taking names of people coming in, and she said that she looked up in the balcony, which the balcony was closed at the time, and she seen a person up there. She seen a man up there, and she looked down at the floor, and she looked up again, and he was gone. And she says, I seen this person up there, and in 2 seconds, he was gone. I said, well, that was another one of our friendly ghosts playing a joke.
Under the Radar Michigan is brought to you in part by the Michigan State Housing Development Authority.